Good morning. We're early risers and I'm ready to do a video at 8:45. So if it's morning where you are, good morning. And if it's not, well, good afternoon or good evening or you're going to bed. Anyway, I'm one of these people always doing 3 things at once instead of 1 thing at a time. And that's not a good thing. But that's how it is when you're me. So today we're going to see what we can get done. Now, I have had these 2 I almost lost. They're not the 2 that were in the greenhouse during the heat dome, but they're 2 that almost died, and I put them together because they were both similar. And it was, sort of throwing them out. And I hate to. So they struggled, and then I put them in this pot maybe a year or 2 ago. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. And that's the other thing with me. I'm not a very good list maker, or, I do things, but I'm not very good at making lists. And that's the other thing. Put dates down when you get your plants, and then you know when you got them, because with me, luckily I have the videos I can go back, but now there's a lot of years I have to go back and hunt for. So yeah, make notes, put a little note on your plant, because I haven't and I should have. So that's one big important tip for the morning. Now, this is so beautiful. And it's the only one I've got this color, and this one here is spiking. But earlier I think I told you I didn't really want to let them spike, because this one only has 2 healthy leaves and then 1 leaf that's going. And this one has 3 leaves, but they're not healthy, they're not fully growing. And so what I've decided to do, because I do not want to lose them, and I am preparing for the growing season ahead, and I thought, well, I think I'm going to repot them into some pots by themselves, and hopefully that will perk them up a bit. And what I've got, I have 2 pots, and I thought about putting 2 in this one because it's bigger. Now, last year sometime, I got these pots from the thrift store, and Jack drilled holes in the bottom. There was holes on the sides, which are good for orchids, but no holes. So he drilled those holes for me. And these were made in West Germany, so I think they were pretty old, and I like the color. Now, this one's a little big, and this one's probably just nice. So I thought we'll take them out and see how the roots look, and then decide if I'm putting 2 in one, or 1 in one and 1 in the other one. And then I have a new baby plant I want to show you, and what I'm going to do with it. And I've also got to check the pot of the orchid that it's midweek watering day, because I changed it from bark to moss. I want to check that because it's Sunday, which is usually when I do my second watering. So let's get at it, and I'm going to bring you in here. I have no idea what I'm going to find, but I want to make sure you get a good look. So let me get in here a little better. Let's see. Down, down, down. There we go. Okay, that should be good. So I haven't watered it since watering day, which is Wednesday, and they're both kind of stuck in here, so I'm going to tip it on its side, because some of them may be stuck inside. They may have adhered, and I hate destroying roots, because when they stick to the side, they're happy. But we're going to see what we got. take that stick out of there. I think I'm going to put some water. I got the tap right here, so I think we'll put some water down in there. You know, an orchid, you know, like somebody asked me, like, how long do I soak them? Well, I usually soak my plants about 10 minutes, and that's usually enough because they will absorb the water quick enough that you don't have to leave them for overly too long. Not to saying you couldn't, but okay. Okay, one of these is stuck, and they hate being unstuck, but I think because growing season is coming that we're going to just do this. Okay, I think I'll have to get this one. Oh no! Some of the roots have come through that wire on the bottom. Maybe I should get my pliers. Can I pull that out of there? Oh no, I don't think so. Let me get a pair of pliers. Can you see what I'm doing here? There's this wire and it's quite stuck. And that's what I have in all my, traffic cones. And I don't know if I can pull it out from the bottom or not because it's got a root in it. But let me see what I can do. Of course, these aren't the biggest. Oh, there we go. See, that was good. That was good. That was a little, I looked at those small pliers and I thought, no, they're not going to work. Did you know that flowers are to the earth like stars are to the sky? That's what one of the little quotes in my tea I had the other day. Yeah, they're stuck and they hate being unstuck, and I'm going to try and not hurt them, but they are stuck and we're going to do our best. This way I'm kind of getting it from the bottom a little too, so that actually worked out good. And they should grow bigger, and I'm thinking I just want to take them out of here. It's easier actually going up this way to just use my fingers and see if I can loosen them. Most of the time, like my traffic cones, when they need repotted, now I just dump the bark out and shake it and then shake more in. But because I'm taking this right out of here, it does have lots of roots though. But they are kind of mingling, like two good friends. They're kind of mingling. They're used to that. I think there's just one stuck down here that I poor little flower. Okay, from here, in here, there's one sort of stuck there. Where did it go? Good question. There. I kind of slide them sideways because this is actually a sewer pipe, if you remember, and it is quite slippery, hard material. So I'm going to let you look in there. Okay, let's see what we got. Should pull my sleeves up. Ooh, one fell out. I didn't even see that. We just got one more here. Let me pull my sleeve up. Okay, that's what's holding. There's one root holding this. They do not like being, even though you don't cut them or break them, they do not like being dislodged. Now, there we are. Not too much damage. Most of the roots slid off. I don't see any stuck in there, so that's a good thing. So let's just get that out of my way. Put that over there. Okay, what have we got? Well, you know what I see? Look how old this orchid was. Now this could be one I had a long time, and I kept, this is the long monopodial stem where it kept, those are old spikes right here. And it kept getting longer and longer, and it just wasn't doing well. Sometimes there's one and you know you've been doing all kinds of things, but it's just being, and you know I grow on the dry side when a dead root is dry. So the roots look pretty well. And what, oh, see, there's an old spike. It had lots of flowers at one time, and then something happened. So I'm going to give it a good rinse. Now I want to leave the spike on. I'm going to wait and see if it, even though I'm doing this with it in spike, I want to see, look at the roots. It's good roots, so it's definitely, you know, something started to go right after something went wrong. And then we've got this one. This one doesn't have, but it's still an old plant. Can you see that? And this is why I should have wrote dates on all my plants, because I think I've had that one a while. And here's a root that died some time ago, but it's not rotting in muck, because like I always say, I grow on the dry side, and it scares some of you. But the way that I get good roots, and I learned over time, is I always miss the outside of the pot. Now, if your pot is sitting in a dish, just stop water from going over your table. But you sit it up a little bit higher on an upside down small bowl, or I save little glass containers that I find at the thrift store, so that the humidity of the misting tray, you keep water on dry days there, the roots smell that. They know that there's humidity out there, and they will grow. You don't have to soak the pot per se, just on your watering day what you figure out is best for you, because it knows there's humidity from that misting tray going up, or pebble tray, or however you do it. And it knows, and it's still getting air circulation, but you can mist here, and I do always mist my pots, more so than the plant. So what I've got here is, we're going to check real good, but yes, this plant's been around a while, and I see nothing rotten, which is a good sign. So now I have this, they both got quite a few roots, but this one I think has the most. This one, I don't think I want to put them both in there. Even though they've been together, I don't think I will. This is my other pot. Wow, that's okay. I think we'll do that. So this is, okay, which one has the most roots? I think this one. This one gets a big pot. This one gets a smaller pot. So, if it does good, we can, I really don't want to put them both in one pot. Now, let's look at the bark. The bark, now this is not my medium-sized, this is from when I had bigger bark. I wish I could get it like that. I'm going to have to try harder. Now it is starting to deteriorate, but because you grow on the dry side, you get a lot more time out of it. And what I like to do, So I have been soaking my bark for 3 days with a little bit of Kelly Magic in a big bowl like this. I put a 1/4 teaspoon of Kelly Magic and a 1/4 teaspoon of seaweed extract. So we're going to put some of that on the bottom. And then it's kind of like I always say when you're going on a holiday and you're going to visit someone, you like to take your own pillow. Well, I like to put a little bit, this bark is not rotten, in here because there's healthy organisms and things on this. And I'm not a scientist, but all I know is it's just like a little bit of home in a new thing, in a new area. So, now that's the smallest plant, but it was tricky. It is tricky. I think this one. So, and then I like to just keep them a little high in the pot so that another way you won't get so much chance of crown rot. I've never had crown rot because it's just bark. There's nothing holding moisture up near the plant. So I'm putting a little bit of the old bark in, and then I'm shaking that down. I think with the growing season coming, this was, I just didn't want them to have them keep growing, and I think they were suffering and smaller when I put them in there, but I could see problems coming, and they might have roots, but they haven't fully gotten as healthy as I'd like them. So. There. So I got it high in the pot. I like them high. I'm dripping on the floor again. Okay, and I'm going to let that one come ahead and spike. I hope I did enough bark. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much. I did measure the pots out there though. Okay, a little bit of the old ones in the bottom. Some new. I know this one might be a little crowded, and there could be, so then I like to be like a corkscrew. I go round and round and round and round. And then if it perks up and does really well, move it to a bigger pot in the future. But for now, oh yeah, we got enough bark. I was actually quite surprised that I thought the plant would have healthier leaves for all the roots that were in there. But I kept looking at it and looking at it, and I thought, well, it's one more less job I don't have to do as spring gets closer, because I've got lots of planning I have to do because of the greenhouse situation. So now I'm going to just dump this because the water will run the sink, but the bark will stay in the pot. Most of it. I got the thing in my drain, not to worry. Okay. So those two are done. And I'm gonna leave it with it spiked for now, and we'll see how it does. You know what? I should have put that on something over there. Because it's messy. It's messy. I need a dish. Okay, that will work. There. I cleaned all my cupboards yesterday. I did my housework, I did mounts downstairs. I was quite enthusiastic. Okay. Let's not make any more mess than we have to. Okay, so we got this one sitting on a nice dish. I'll put it on my cutting board, and I need one more dish. And I got dirty hands. Sorry, I can't show me and the plants very easy, so I figure you know I'm here. There. Okay. Now, this bark here is going in this bowl because it'll go to the compost. I invested. I had so many stainless steel trays that just didn't work for me. And I actually looked online and found this one. It's very strong. It has legs on it. It slants down, and I can water plants on this tray, and everything runs into it where it's supposed to. So, and then I can just rinse it off. There we go. And on to the next thing. I guess we should check our baby. So, as you know, I've been watering twice a week. Normally it's only once a week in the winter, but because it got changed from moss to bark, and I didn't want the leaves to go limpy, I've learned that if I do it twice a week, it's a good thing. So this is the second time in a week. I usually do Sunday and Wednesday. And so being Sunday, Wednesday's my orchid fertilizer day, whatever fertilizer I am using for the day. Today's just water. This is an extra day. Extra days don't get treats. So let's just check before I water it, and let's assess. The leaves are still healthy. They're not showing any of them any signs of limpiness. Now, it had lost that little bud, but it's doing good. It's trying to grow new ones. These flowers are looking good. So, let's see how dry it is. Okay, it's a little damp in the bottom. Not very. It's like last time we checked it. The top is dry, and because it's watering day, you can see they are dry. And I think it's going to lose one root here, probably there. So some will die because when you change media, this can happen. And these were longer and more down into where it was staying damper. But the rest seem quite good. So we are going to water it. I just want to make sure. I like to just pull anything soggy off. There. So this is where probably the moisture was sitting because I'm watering more, but it's also part of trying to not shock this plant when it's going from moss to bark. The top ones are dry. There's no worry there. So it's going to get watered, and it's still hanging in there. So don't know what that is. Okay. And then I will water it, and I'll show you. There we go. I'm not there. Okay, this one does have some charcoal in with the bark. It does help add a little more airspace because it's medium bark, but it's small medium bark. trying to save money. Every time I order it from a local farm and garden, Buckerfield's here. Every time I order it, I try to get the large, what I used to get, but it isn't happening. I can only get the medium, and the medium looks like small. Okay. You know. Okay, let's give it some water. This is what I do on the middle watering day. I don't soak it, but I water it good. Now that water just sitting around in the bark, it might not be soaking for 10 minutes, but the the roots are around all that wet bark. It's just as good as soaking for 10 minutes. Maybe not as good, but good for this particular plant because it's getting 2 waterings a week. And the one right now is just to help keep the humidity for less shock. And the good thing is we have the growing season coming, and it'll be anxious to grow new roots. But the leaves are hanging in, and the flowers are hanging in, and we did lose a couple little roots, which is can happen, especially when you're changing a medium, because any medium change, you're going to have that problem. Now, my new baby. I have a new baby. Just a minute, I'll see if there we go. Oh, cameras are funny things. Okay, I have a new baby. Now, this is called Moses in a Boat. It's got many names. And it's a tropical, and it's a succulent. It gets some flowers that get small, kind of white flowers that resemble boats. So sometimes they say Moses in a cradle or Moses in a boat because of the flowers. And they are a succulent, and this will go just about 12 inches high. And not real wide. It's not going to overgrow where I'm putting it, but it's very attractive because you see the purple and the green and the off-white. Now, don't put it somewhere if you have a cat or dog that will chew on it. Maggie doesn't chew on my plants. She used to try drinking out the saucers, and I quit that. She doesn't do that anymore. So, watering, they like the top few inches to dry. They're a succulent, and they, before you water again, it should feel dry on the first top couple inches. Doesn't that sound like an orchid? And just all-purpose pot and soil that retains moisture but drains well. So it's my new plant because I got that new flower pot stand, and I put it's like a prayer plant in it. And so the pot that I had the prayer plant in was this one. And I got this at a garage sale quite a long time ago. And take that out. That was on it when I got it. Now, quite often if you're at thrift stores or garage sales, I like to put this on a saucer, on a bowl, and my pot sits on it. You can get these because they're all over the place because they're for candles. Now, you can put them this way, put a tea light in there, and put your kettle on there to keep it warm. But I think they're for candles, and they work really good to stop your plant from sitting in moisture. So most of my plants, and this is one of them, I put inside the bottom. Now, I thought I just got this, but I I thought I would just put it into a bigger pot. I won't have to deal with it again. And I have fresh sea soil with ground up bark and roots in it. It's very good stuff. Now, I'm going to take a bit of it out for a minute. And then I'm just going to take this out. There, it's got nice roots. You can see roots here. I'm not going to disturb them. It hasn't been in there that long. Making a little spot for it to fit down in there. I think I'll take a little bit more out. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, now we'll put this back in. I thought I'd get all my plant stuff done this morning and get ready for spring because, oh my goodness, I got to take that big cymbidium that froze in the winter apart and see what I can, lots of jobs in the spring, so any I can do ahead of time. There, this is going to be just right. Now, all my plants, all my house plants get my leftover water from the orchids, and they get watered the same as my orchids, once a week, and in the summer, twice. So there we go. I'm not watering it till Wednesday. That soil is, well, maybe a little bit, but it's pretty good. So in we go. It's not the prettiest pot, but boy, I seem to have been using all my pots. So it will do. They sell it with these on. I don't like to keep them on. I paid $4.99 for this because it's holding moisture in. And so I could wrap something around it if I wanted to be real fussy. So there we are. Moses in a boat is ready. Everything's done. Whew. Wash my hands. I got my sleeves all dirty. Oh well. That's why I shop at thrift stores because, you know, you don't have to worry. You're not wearing a $100 outfit. You're wearing a $3. All clothes are $3 at the thrift store, so it's cheap. About that, I think there's some $2 ones, but it's about $3. You just hunt for what you like. So I'm not going to take you of a tour. I have one that's just open. We'll just do a quick trip over there before I go. And I hope you're having fun. And yeah, check out, try and get as much done before spring so that the growing season, and we'll be talking about all the good pointers to remember because the growing season is very important for all the flowers now. So let's just go show you the color of one. The only one I have this color. Okay, wet hand. Okay, I have my misters on, so they're getting their humidity. But this one, I have one in the living room similar to this, but this one's darker. And it's so beautiful. And that's a traffic cone. So all those pots, but I'll show you the other one. The only other one I have similar to that color is here. This is an older one. And I think the other one's a little darker, but these are beautiful. And the dendrobium, I keep my eyes on it because it's going to have the most flowers ever. So, yeah, this is the plant that was in, I should get the name right. Whoops, there we are. It was in that pot But now it's much better in this one because it's higher off the ground, and it's so beautiful, so beautiful. So everything's kind of, I don't know if the darkness shows. That's my older one. Oh, I'm so happy it's doing good. Sometimes you just have to hang on to those ones. And my cactus, I don't know, it's a torch cactus. Last year it had the most beautiful flowers, and it sent out these buds last year. But are they going to be a flower this year? I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, thank you. I must go. I got to go get this up, and I'll see you next time.